Sadhguru Nath Maharaj Ki Jai, and welcome to Jagadambe Reads the Holy Books of India, Bhaktavijaya442. As you may remember, the pilgrims were carried across the river on the back of a tortoise. Some clapped their hands, saying, "Blessed is the company of saints." Then with peaceful hearts they arrived on the other bank of the river. But they did not know that it was God himself who saved them in the form of a tortoise. By the wonderful Maya of God, all beings are enveloped in an illusion of ignorance. Then the Vaishnava Bhakta with the other pilgrims reached Pandharpur, bathed in the Chandrabhaga River, and performed a kirtan with love. All went to the main door, prostrated themselves before God, and embraced him, and with sincere devotion bowed at his feet. Santoba said, "O Sri Hari, thou dost protect thy bhaktas in various ways. In praising thee, the tongue of the serpent Shesha became weary. O God, thou didst take the form of a tortoise and didst save the ignorant on thy back. Now give me a refuge at thy feet." In this way, Santoba pleaded with God. At this, the merciful to the lowly smiled and said, "You are my loving Bhakta. Remain with me forever." Niloba and his daughter's wedding. There's another very interesting story. May the fortunate listeners pay attention to it with reverence. O pious ones, listen to the sweet life of him, Niloba, to whom Tukaram, bestowing a great favor, gave the mystic mantra in a dream. Niloba did not know what public honor and hypocrisy were. He performed the kirtan of Hari with devotion. He used to describe the lives of saints by quoting the words of the ancient saints. He had children and other relatives. Even then, he was far away from egotism. He accepted what was given him without begging, and with what he received, he was hospitable to guests who came to him. One day, he planned the wedding of his daughter. His relatives were impious and hypocrites, and at his house there were no provisions of food, and so forth. His wife said to him, "You are indifferent to worldly things. In the end, the evil-minded will make fun of us." So I think. The life of the world knew this, and assuming the form of an old Brahmin, he wore a torn cloth and came to their house. He had a scarf on his shoulder, at the end of which were some small provisions of food were tied. In this way, he went to Niloba and said, "I'm a poor and weak Brahmin. I have some provisions of food on me. Take them and give me a dinner." Niloba bowed to the Brahmin and said, "Your provisions are not needed. Now, at dinner time, make an offering of food to God and dine just here." On this, Sri Hari said, "I long to eat a stuffed cake, for I like sweet food. Therefore, get the cooking ready at once and give me a meal to my heart's content." Niloba told his wife, "Keep aside the provisions of the Brahmin. Cook the food at once and feed the Brahmin." "By all means," she said, and took the provisions in her garment. She added, "These provisions are too scanty. Then how will you get full satisfaction?" On this, the husband of Rukmini said, "You put this in the provisions of the wedding, and take your own provisions, and quickly satisfy my hunger. If you do not accept my provisions, I will not dine at all." On this, the loving Bhakta said to his wife, "What difficulty can there be in feeding one Brahmin? Now quickly do the cooking and satisfy the Brahmin." Then the husband of Rukmini said, "Cooking will take a long time, therefore I will eat with love just what is ready." Sadhguru Nath Maharaj Ki Jai. Thank you for coming. I hope you come again.